Greetings, salutations, and other big words. My name's Ethan. My handle is Wrangler. Welcome to Frequency Studios Weekly Wing It number 183 here on Rumble, YouTube, and the X Twitter. And starting it off with me tonight in the big box to my left, your right, is Mr. Frederick Guimon.
That's right. How you doing, Wrangler? How is everybody?
Doing all right. And Christy has joined us. She stopped in a little bit before the show started to claim that first place. Way to go, Christy.
You got it.
And then she popped in again. Then she labeled the time. All right. She hit first and it was at 7:23. Then she explained it was at 7:23, but she did it at 7:24. And then now she's here again. Says still first.
Checks out.
Yep. She's making sure she's going to speed run the live chat tonight. Claim top
Speed
spot.
running.
Yeah. Don't they have a point system now for like people in the live chat?
Yes, but I've never figured out how the point system works.
I don't know either.
Should ask Grok. Grok,
Because AI never lies to us.
it never makes mistakes and says it with full confidence.
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy. All you have to do is here's a bunch of bullshit.
Right? That does seem to happen quite a bit.
Well, if it doesn't know the information,
any problem, and then you get this long. It's a detailed instructional that sometimes doesn't quite add up with what you're looking at. Let's see. Let me set the volume for the background music, and I'm going to start it off with Chill Kid tonight. So some try hard.
a bit of easy listening for our audience tonight here on the Wing It.
I got a cat hair on my screen. Thank you, A's.
It checks out.
There we go. That was driving me crazy. Okay. How's that volume level?
It's good. It's working all right. There's some there is a dark pattern. You know what dark patterns are on the web?
No.
Dark pattern is basically when you're making a website, there's techniques that are not really nice that you can use that make people click on stuff, right? Dishonest stuff and just manipulative stuff.
Clickbaity titles?
That's one way, but that's not considered a dark pattern because everyone kind of expects clickbait. But some evil stuff, right, is like you were talking about a cat hair on your screen.
Yeah.
So some people would put a hair on their image on their Instagram. And so your first reflex is to get the hair out with your finger, right? Because you think it's on your screen, so you're clicking, so you're liking.
Yep.
So their images would get more click-throughs if you thought you had a hair on your phone, right?
That's annoying, but I gotta hand it to them. That's also genius.
So those are dark patterns. So they should be illegal. They're pretty evil, but it's ways that developers get compliance or click-throughs. And
Christy has encountered that apparently. Yeah, that sounds horrifically annoying.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing that drives me nuts, though, is the vague titles. Like, it actually happened, or they're not going to.
It's over for them. This is the last straw.
Yeah, and you have no idea. Well, what's the subject matter? I mean, if you're telling me you're gonna, you give me a subject matter that I'm interested in the title, then I'll click on the video. If not, if it's that vague, I kind of don't care. Now, occasionally, you can figure out what the subject is kind of about by the thumbnail, but not always, especially when they're showing a picture of some guy's face and you don't recognize the guy. So that's not going to work for me. And then now I realize, hey, if I click on these, I'm going to get more video suggestions with vague titles. So even if I can get the idea from the thumbnail, I just avoid clicking on it so I don't get more of those from the almighty algorithm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might want to scale that volume back just a hair.
Yeah, sometimes those link titles can just make me mad. I'm like, it's over for him. You've had like 27 videos where you say it's over for him or whatever. It's like
Yeah.
it's not over. It's just another day.
So, somebody whose channel I used to listen to a lot, wearechange.org, Luke Rudowski.
Oh yeah, I remember Luke. He was there in the early
Yeah.
days of streaming.
Yeah, and he does great work, but I mean, how many times am I going to see the title, a picture of Alex Jones holding up a phone and saying, Alex Jones just dropped the bombshell? It was like, or Tucker Carlson just dropped the bombshell, or David Icke just dropped the bomb. How many bombshells are going to drop? But like, and then I listened to it, it's like, okay, that's kind of interesting, but that's nowhere near the bombshell I was expecting. This
No,
was,
yeah.
in fact, it's a lot of times something we all kind of suspected or kind of somewhat already knew.
Yeah, or it's an incremental shift in whatever was happening.
Yeah, and on top of that, it's like, I don't know. I'm just gonna. I see those kind of titles now, and I just don't care.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll even tell YouTube not to show that. Don't show me these anymore. It's just clickbait.
I miss when he was doing his 10-minute videos and actually had the subject matter in it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's interesting. And I look at the next one. All right, not too interested in that particular topic. Oh, but then this next one's good. But now he does like 20-minute videos with a vague title. And I kind of lost interest. I mean, I guess it must be working for most people, or else he wouldn't keep doing it. But
I guess so. I mean, they tend to follow what the stats will tell them. So whatever like feedback he gets from the analytics, usually that's where creators go to.
Yep. And I get it. They're running businesses. They need to produce. We gather here. We're having fun. We're not trying to profit from the stream. But when that's their whole line of work, they got to do whatever it takes to keep the numbers up. It just so happens what it takes kind of makes me not want to click. Christy says, I get the ones that say, this person died today. Total clicking bait. Yeah, I remember, hey, you didn't know these celebrities passed, and then they show somebody you would recognize, and you go through, and it's like all the celebrities that passed during that year, and not one of them is the person they showed in the thumbnail.
Yeah. Thumbnails have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, Readout says, I've become numb to the clickbait. I'm there with you, Readout.
All right. Just react the opposite. I'm just like, I don't want to click on your video.
Yeah, if you want me to click on your video, give me a definitive topic that's going to be discussed. And then if it's a subject matter I'm interested in, I'll click on it. That's how you get me. That's what works for me. I'm not everybody. In fact, I tend to be a little out of sync with the rest of the world. So if you're making your videos to appeal to my senses, you're probably not going along the path to success there, unfortunately. But I find it really annoying. Well, the other thing that drives me nuts is when you have the topic, but then you have to sit there. It's a 20-minute video, and you got to wait. They don't start actually discussing that topic till 13 minutes in.
If you're lucky. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, now we're finally getting to why I clicked on the video. I just sat through a whole bunch of blah, blah, blah.
I had forgotten I wanted to know about this.
Yeah, like when we're going to discuss something particular tonight, if I know, I'll usually say we'll be discussing it at the top of the hour, meaning 9 o'clock. We're in the Eastern time zone here. But, we started 8:05, so top of the hour would be 9 o'clock.
One of the worst for that was the guy who had a music show, and he would give you the most clickbaity title, like this band lost its founding member under certain circumstances, or this top number one hit was written in the kitchen, or like really retarded stuff, but that you're like, oh, I want to know this. What is this? This sounds amazing. But it's like an hour-long show. So you got to watch like 45 minutes in to get the answer. So you got to.
That's why, like certain things, I think you've heard me do this before. Like I said, yeah, at 9 o'clock, I'm going to be giving my take on this subject, or we're having this guy on the show tonight at 9 o'clock. We're going to talk about his book, because I want to give a particular time for those who are just interested in that. They don't have to sit here and hear all the blah, blah, blah that they don't care about. And usually 9 o'clock is our peak viewership. So when we have a guest, that's when I really want to dive into what their book is, because that's when the most people are going to see it.
Well, that's smart.
Hey, guys.
Hey, how's it going, Raven?
Blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. We are so full of the blah, blah, blah here. How you doing, Readout? All right, he says, I'm experimenting with StreamYards. I may be mute for the first few minutes. I'm watching my RAM very close to see if it spikes or something. Yeah, because I remember last few times he was on a live stream, his equipment was not cooperating with him. So
well, I've switched to try to go for Chrome, which I never use Chrome.
Hey there.
Chrome's good. Yeah, it's good for StreamYards. Either Chrome.
Oh, you're using Chrome? That's why we still can't hear you.
Yeah. And so either Chrome or Brave is pretty good. I tend to use Brave for StreamYards.
Yep. Well, I always use Brave. Yeah. And I don't know what was happening last week. We'll see here in the next couple minutes. That RAM is staying a solid 10.3 gigabytes.
Well, hold on to that RAM. It's gone up like 600% recently. So.
Yep.
My Steam Deck is now worth more used than when I bought it new.
Wow. Yeah. And Christy says, oh, cute kitty, Frederick. She saw Molly pop on there, a.k.a. Whiteout.
Yeah. She's just sleeping off camera right now, chilling out. Taking life easy.
Yeah, I just finished copying the character personalities that the different AIs did on my Halfling Thief.
Well, what'd you do? Like, put in what you wrote and then ask it to assemble like a kind of like a profile on the character?
Yeah, so I'm talking to the DM at the Bullion shop a couple weekends ago, and he was telling me how he used it and stuff, and he was saying that he told the AI like different character or different stories that were like piqued the character, or showed something about the character and stuff, and then the AI's basically been coming up with a character profile about the character and stuff, and so he includes that in his notes about his old DM or his old campaign. And I was like, I should probably do that as well, because I've been struggling to come up with personalities or much better defined. Like the thief I had,
I struggled to have a personality too.
I had a couple ideas on the Halfling Thief because tropes and such, but putting those in and giving it a bunch of different story points and stuff where the thief did this or that or whatever, and the different AIs have given me a very good focused, this is this character. I'm like, wow, it did point out the different bits that I was going with, but this is much better defined than what I had come up with.
Yeah, I got to introduce you to someone. I know this girl who's got a great personality.
You don't have the Sabrina clip over here, dude.
We need to Sabrina all the streams, because Commandos has it now.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they.
I wonder how they got that.
Yeah, right. She's out there.
Yeah, I was planning on starting with the cleric wizard, but I was looking over the stuff that they came up with, and it's like they're giving me more questions and stuff. And so I went back and looked at the original question and stuff, and it's more about help me figure out what spells he would have used at different points and stuff than actual story and personality stuff. So I'm going to have to come up with some stories and stuff and give those to get a better information on his personality. I mean, they kind of sort of already have it because he's kind of more the scholar character, coming up with contingency plans, more of a utility caster than the just default healer of the group, because he's not really a healer. A cleric that's not a healer.
A utility caster, you say?
Yep.
I've never heard it quite put that way before.
I'm thinking of my utilities folder and my application on Mac. I'm like, utilities, huh? Is that some meta spells, meta magic?
Yeah, well, so like in certain instances he'll have the fireballs, but in a lot of other cases, like he'll do the dispel magic. He's got the detect magic ready to go.
Yeah.
The knock spell, the random things that you're not necessarily thinking about whenever you're more focused on the combat heavy side of things.
Yeah.
And then more specifically, he's a lawful neutral wild mage, which normally doesn't make sense except that he's a cleric of Bawb, the god of magic, and Greyhawk. And so he's studying the wild magic since it's just started like appearing at the time. And so
Born to be wild.
with wild mage, if the spell, the wizard spell, has a some sort of level variable to it, like it lasts for a certain period of time based upon your level, or it does a certain amount of damage based upon your level, then you have to roll on a table to see if it increases or decreases or stays the normal spell or character level range. And then if you land on the special one for that level that's bold, then you get to do a different thing, which is roll on a 1d100 table and see what random chaos causes you problems. So like your spell could suddenly make you smell like a skunk instead of actually casting the spell. Or randomly your target gets pelted by flowers. Or suddenly butterflies come flying out of your mouth instead. You know, that sort of chaos stuff. And sometimes it really helps, and other times it's really horrifyingly awful.
Oh crap, there's another one of them. Ah!
Oof.
I went to slide through the grate there to get away from them, and I was hitting the button on the left instead of the right when I was dyslexic. That was probably the wrong moment to do that. So read out, how's the mic working?
Oh, the mic's working fine. It ain't the microphone. It was either internet things, which I doubt it was the internet connection, or I think it was something more likely StreamYard not liking a Windows 11 update or not liking a Brave update.
Or not liking Windows 11.
I mean, that's very likely. Now, here we are about 5-6 minutes in, and I'm still here. That's a good thing.
Now, did you want to discuss a movie last week?
You know, every time we've tried to talk about that movie, bad things happen.
Uh-oh. Which movie are we talking about?
We're referring to young Washington, and every time I've tried to talk about it, that's precisely when my internet cuts out or something.
Oh, okay.
No
that
joke,
movie.
it's happened twice.
I've heard decently good things about that one.
It wasn't made for me.
Well, I guess compared to the other movies that like recently came out, like the travesty of Troy or whatever, and
The travesty of Troy.
oh gosh, what was the other one that recently came out that was a bombshell, or it blew up in their faces? I've been avoiding movies lately just because it's just been.
Look, I will happily take that George Washington took a good chunk of the box office away from Supergirl, James Gunn's Supergirl.
That
I
was
will
the one.
happily take that, no matter how biblically inaccurate, historically inaccurate on biblical levels
Oh, did they
that
race
movie
swap
was
him?
to me. No, they didn't do that. It's just,
It wasn't Netflix now.
no, it was not Netflix. That ain't the problem with the movie.
Was he played by Pedro Pascal?
No, Zendaya.
Look, I am very, very passionate about Washington's military career during the French Indian War. It is, of all the things I've studied and talk about, it's the one that I would get on a little stand and talk about and feel comfortable talking about. So, me trying to sit through it and just watching him get basically everything wrong except the broadest of strokes, it pained me.
I hear you, man.
I don't get the giant bombards that they have the French roll up the Fort Necessity with. I still can't get over those. We're talking like giant Turkish, came out of the 16th century bombards you expect being used to destroy Alexandria or something, or Constantinople. They're not for the 18th century, let alone not for wilderness warfare in the 18th century. But they're there. I don't know why, but I guess they didn't have the confidence that the audience would understand that Washington and his Virginians are in great peril. I guess they needed the giant bombards to hammer it in.
Did they at least get the rifles correct and the uniforms somewhat close?
No.
Damn, that sounds bad.
Sometimes they're flintlocks, and then sometimes, especially now, I get what they were trying to do. They were probably trying to save on funds, and are like, just get any muzzle loaders for the extras. Unfortunately, those tend to look like 19th century Enfields, which are not.
Oh, gosh.
A percussion cap is not a flintlock.
Yeah.
It's just one of them movies. I'm glad it's going to get it's gone so many people into the French Indian War. I'm glad it's gotten people to learn about stuff that is not common knowledge for Americans or most general audiences.
That's good.
But gosh darn it, why can't they do it right? I hate this mantra that, well, either we have to be very historically inaccurate and dumb things down so the audience will like it, because if we tried to be somewhat accurate to what really happened, we're going to confuse them. Now, I get the realistic, well, it's going to be financially more expensive and we get nitpicky, and I get that. You got to cut corners. I understand that. You got to condense things. I'm not opposed to composite characters or taking 5 different events and just having it happen in one moment just for the sake of time. I'm fine with a lot of that. What I'm not fine with is that for some reason you felt you needed giant bombards to roll up the Fort Necessity, because that meant you spent extra funding for those props, which you didn't need to do.
Do you see a bit of his home life too? Do you see his wife and things like that?
Oh, you're talking about Washington. So what they do is they do talk a lot about Lawrence Washington, who was his older brother and was historically very influential on his career choice. Why Washington continually aspired to be in military service. So they do talk about that. Granted, he shouldn't be alive for most of the events of the movie, but he's there. He does die of tuberculosis. That's historically correct. Just he was dead before any of the major events happened. But, timeline be damned. So they do get into that. They touch upon him becoming friends with the Fairfaxes. And the key thing you understand is Washington's brother had married into the Fairfax family, one of the most influential families in the colony of Virginia. Large tracts of land ownership they had going all the way out to the Ohio River, which is partly what spurred on why the Virginians start sending Washington out as a messenger to drive the French out, why Washington's given a military commission through the colony to build a fort in the Ohio country, why the war begins. So they do get into, I really did like Kelsey Grammer. I really liked him as Lord Fairfax, even though he only gets a few sequences. So appreciate that.
Nice.
They definitely lean into the sappy, mythologized romance that Washington had with Sally Fairfax, which it's one of them things when you read the letters, there's definitely an affection there, but people tend to run with it like, oh no, they were madly in love with each other. And it's probably more like, I think it was more, I think he had a fancy for Sally, but he would have never
was she like twerking and stuff?
Thank God, no.
Okay.
No, but the movie does this thing too where they set it up like they're having this romance, and then I should say her real name's Sally Carey, and then she married into the Fairfax family, and that George William Fairfax swoops in to marry Sally like underneath George's wing, and George William is very condescending of George Washington, which is completely inaccurate. George William Fairfax was one of George Washington's best friends.
That's a bad mistake.
Like even George William Fairfax and Sally, even when the revolution happened, they go to London. They go into exile because they're loyalists. They're still keeping correspondence with George Washington, which is very common with a lot of Washington's loyalist friends. You know, they don't agree politically, but he keeps in contact, especially when it comes to estate matters. So that was another weird thing. I'm like, the Fairfaxes, Washington, I'm rambling. My big gripe is they definitely lead into the mythology of Washington, and they definitely try to manipulate it into being, he's this poor farm boy, you know, he's just like any average American colonist. And I'm like, no, he was already highly connected. He was very affluent. What I'll give the movie is he was definitely ambitious. But no, he had those connections with the Fairfaxes well established through the wider Washington Fairfax, other brothers marrying into the Fairfaxes and other families. But the movie, once it's a poor farm boy, rising to the top, mantra. Not to mention
rags to riches kind of a thing.
Yeah. Not to mention Braddock's defeat. Oh God, that sequence hurts me. See, the short of it is Washington was involved with the colony of Virginia, land speculating in Ohio country. It's now Western Pennsylvania. This puts him in conflict with the French colonists that were moving in the region as well.
Oh, yeah.
Washington got into native diplomacy, trying to win the native tribes to his cause, to the British cause, and this ongoing border war didn't fully work out. After Fort Necessity, when Washington surrendered to the French and unknowingly signed a document admitting that he had assassinated a French officer, that did happen, that is shown in the movie, General Braddock is sent over. Braddock got about 2,000 redcoats. It's a mixture of colonists and regulars combined together. Washington is invited by Braddock to be an aide-de-camp. Braddock is Washington's military mentor and will have far-reaching impact on how Washington commands soldiers in the French and Indian War and later the Continental Army. But the movie goes with the old mythos of Braddock that he was this bumbling buffoon, didn't know what he was doing, in spite of everything. Yeah, which is ironic. It's like, well, if he didn't know what he was doing, he wouldn't have got his army 100 some miles through the wilderness in spite of all the misinformation the crown had given Braddock when he left England. So they try to make Braddock a English caricature, like this English villain, when it's like Braddock is Washington's hero. And you can read Washington's own accounts. He admired this man. And I just don't get that from the movie. And then when you get to the battle, which is supposed to be the big climax, Braddock's army, after crossing the Monongahela River, they're going up this steep wooded hillside. They expect that by the end of the day, they're going to be in gunshot of the French fort where modern day Pittsburgh is. They end up colliding with a French and Indian party, about 900 French and Indians against about 1,400 British soldiers. And it's just it's a disaster. They're at the wrong time, the wrong place. If they had been maybe a mile up the hill or a mile below the hill, Braddock's men probably had a better chance to react, but they were in the worst spot to make contact with the enemy. And essentially for 3 hours, Braddock orders his men to face out in 2 parallel lines. Their backs are to each other, firing out in the wilderness. He's assuming superior firepower, superior discipline would wear out this guerrilla force. And instead, what happens, his men just get picked apart one by one. And as they run out of ammunition, the French and Indians get closer and closer before they're in melee range. They can just pick them off with scalping knives at that point. And the army collapses. It's dense wilderness. But the movie got this happening in a mother effing prairie half the time. And the guys are not in lines. They're like out in like skirmish line in this prairie. And that's supposed to be Braddock's defeat on cinema. And it's like you're missing the whole point as why this is so important to American history. So, and the bombards make a return. So look, I know people are very happy about it. They are, I think, and rightfully so, people are so fed up with the dystopia, the negativity that every movie in cinemas throws at us and makes us feel bad to be American citizens. So when a movie comes around that's, being aspirational, is wanting to inspire people, give a reason to rally around these historical figures of American history, I fully get it. So I'm in this weird position where I get why audiences like it, and I'm happy it's getting people into this largely overlooked colonial American history. But on the other hand, it's like, you could have done it more properly, man. You had a real chance, and it wouldn't have taken much. I hate this idea that it's like, to be historically accurate, it means, it's just going to make it, historical accuracy makes it difficult for the audience to understand. I hate that idea. People aren't stupid. All right, I think I'm done ranting. No matter what I say, people just keep saying, well, but people like it, and that's a good thing. It is. I'm not saying it's a bad thing in itself that people are liking this. It's just, I just have to live with the frustration. I know it could be done better.
Yeah, well, it's like they've spent how much money on the travesty of Troy, and the outfits just look awful. Like
I think what bugs me is I feel there is a bit of a hypocrisy going on with people that are raving for young Washington are also, vitriolly slashing Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey on accuracy. And I'm just like, well, you can't have it both ways, guys. It's either it's historically accurate or it's not. Granted, I know one movie is trying to adapt the military career of George Washington, and the other is this completely fictitious story, set in the wake of the Trojan War. I get that part, but
yeah, well, they said something about they were trying to be accurate with the set pieces and stuff, and I'm like, there's a picture of 2 guys in a field holding bows, and one of them almost looks like he's in a tracksuit, and I don't remember what the other one looks like he's wearing, and I mean, it was made for a meme. And I don't know, you've probably seen the meme of the 2 guys standing there, and one of them's literally in a hoodie, and the other one's wearing what you would think the outfit looks like he's wearing. And it's just, it's hilarious.
Yeah, by the way, Australia is awake. Corey Barton's joined us. Says,
hi,
hey,
Corey.
Everyone.
Hey, Corey.
Hello, Corey.
Who's Brattle?
I have no idea.
He says, I bet those Assassin's Creed devs would tell the
probably
same
would.
way.
Hey, Assassin's Creed Free is Assassin's Creed Free. Braddock's defeat is a level in that game, believe it or not. It's wildly inaccurate as well, but it is a setting. It is one of the levels. There are trees in Assassin's Creed Free's version of Braddock's defeat. Trees are largely lacking in Young Washington's version.
Well, those Assassin's Creed guys were awesome right up until Shadows.
Yeah.
fell off a cliff. And we know that the folks researching for that did their homework. Too bad they just took it and threw it out.
And there's the key. I think that's what really just irks me about Young Washington. It looks like I would expect an AI history slop video about the French-Indian War to look like visually. It's like the broad strokes are there, but it's like I don't know where you were researching because you clearly were just brushing through the rough articles of what happened and didn't actually look at images of living historians or period depictions of what these individuals looked like, British, French, or indigenous. Not to mention they filmed it in Ireland, which looks nothing like, North America. It does not look, I can confirm that Ireland does not look anything like southwestern Pennsylvania, where the movie's set. Which, okay, I will say that's just me being nitpicky, because it's like, you film where you can film.
Corey's laying
but
on
you're
the
also
rolls
supposed to
again.
film, like, you're also supposed to find the locations that look like where you're supposed to be as well.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you're telling me you couldn't find a forest to film your Braddocks? Well, no, this is the really frustrating part. There are certain shots showing Andy Serkis playing Braddock with a line of soldiers in a forested area. But then most of the shots are young Washington riding through a prairie valley during the same battle. They're not the same anything. They were definitely filmed at different points in time. And it's just like, you had access to a forest, but you didn't use it.
Yeah, well, budget things. They'll spend money, but just not on that.
Yeah, Corey's laying on the O key again. He says, I was excited for that Black Flag remake, but I don't know. Feel like there's some centering of the hot pirate babes. Not sure what that has to do with Young Washington, but...
Well, we were talking about general, like, movies being honest to the history and stuff like that. Because, there was the Odyssey as well. It's not it's not history per se, but it's set in a historic moment. It's got roots, and they literally have written it down so you can reference it. And sounds like, I don't know, I'm getting mixed messages from that movie. Like, some people seem to say it's good. There's obvious problems that come arising. But
there's just something off about everything I've seen thus far from all the previews. Just something off about it as like a movie adapting the Odyssey and as a Christopher Nolan movie in itself. It doesn't feel like, it feels rushed. I'm not going to lie. There's just something like the energy just ain't as there as it should be.
Well, it also feels like a checklist. Like they're trying to go for the Oscar, and they need they have a trans, they have a black woman in a white role. They're doing all the things that Hollywood just loves seeing in their Oscar films now.
I just, the aura that Oppenheimer had back in 2013, it's not there with the Odyssey. It all feels fake and artificial, the hype.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like Oppenheimer where I was like legit ready. I was like, oh, this, I gotta go see it. For everything from Nolan's Odyssey, just something's off about everything. So I'm not saying it's gonna be bad, or I've just heard mixed things. It's just like, I don't know, this could have been run for workshop, I think, a couple more years.
I mean, people are just thrown off by the casting. Like, what they're trying to do for the Oscar is pushing away the mass audience they could have had, are just like turned off by the thing that's going to get them the little gold statue.
Well, they have the term Oscar bait for a reason.
Yeah, but now it's almost like, oh, you want the Oscar, you have to make sure you don't sell the movie at all, right? It's almost gotten to that point where they're forced to do things in the movie that push people away straight off.
You are required to hate your audience if you want the critics to like you.
Well, it's the pushed narrative, right? It's like it's an ideological, basically.
I mean, to be fair this year, I
message.
think cinema peaked with Project Hail Mary. Like, you really can't top it after that.
Project Hail Mary. I didn't see that one.
I still haven't watched that yet. I need to.
Oh, it's good.
Rocky.
Yeah.
Oh, they're doing a movie now about the story of the making of Rocky, which is even more interesting than the story of Rocky, apparently, with the whole Sylvester Stallone writing the script in one day and insisting he play the role. Everyone in Rocky is basically an unknown, but they were like all perfect for casting for the film right when it came out. But the studios were nervous, like, who's going to sell this movie? Like, we have no star. And so, yeah, they're making the movie of Rocky.
Yep, I saw the trailer. I'm mildly interested. I noticed a trend. That's one of Hollywood's like gold rushes the past few years is making movies about making movies, which they are interesting when done right, but nothing will top Ed Wood. I know that there's me being a contradiction. I know Ed Wood is not historically accurate, but goddamn, is that not an entertaining movie?
Oh, with Johnny Depp? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful, beautiful piece by, what's his name?
Tim Burton did that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, masterful.
Corey says Nolan should get back to making original stuff instead of history movies.
Right, because he made like a ton, like all his movies are great. It's like, what is happening?
I mean, to be fair, I'm not going to say no to Nolan staying in the historical genre, but yeah, I think after Odyssey, yeah, it's time to go do something else.
Now, does Odyssey count as history?
See, that's the thing. It's so...
Because it is fiction.
It's fiction, but it's a fiction, historic fiction. Like,
yeah,
it's
I
really
could be
old-fashioned.
wrong on this, but the oldest surviving account we have of the Odyssey is secondhand in itself. Like, it wasn't outright like etched in stone by Homer. It was more somebody heard it from Homer type deal. I could be wrong on that. I am not an ancient historian. I am a French and Indian War history buff, particularly about the Ohio Territory. Very different time periods.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm no expert either, so who knows?
It's definitely kind of on the historic end of its legend.
And that's why Nolan was just such a weird choice for an Odyssey adaptation, because Nolan's a stickler for trying to keep things as quote unquote realistic to a point of like hyper realism, or okay, this isn't historical to real life, but this feels like he keeps things as down to earth as possible, even to a detriment. So it's like, now I'm gonna do a down to earth version of the Odyssey with all the gods and everything. But there won't be gods, but we're gonna have these creatures, but we're not gonna have the Greek gods there. It's like, what? You can't do it both ways.
You got Elliot Page taking the place of.
Didn't they have the gods, but they just didn't state that they were the gods? Because I think Zendaya was supposed to be like somebody or other.
It's very, from what I've gathered, it's like very vague on the existence of gods. Like they're mentioned, but like the actual influence is super vague.
Yeah, well, I think they just have them in there as like normal people, and they don't necessarily call out that, oh, this is supposed to be a god.
Not gonna lie, that casting choice, the casting list seems like Nolan wanted to do the Odysseys for many years. He got greenlit, but the trade-off was like, we already have the casting list for you.
That could be. There's always.
So I'll have to go back and look. There's not too many of his regulars. I mean, Matt Damon's a Nolan regular, but there's not too many. Yeah, Matt Damon. But like Matt Damon and Anne Hathaway in here, but most of the people aren't like Nolan regulars.
I would have liked to see the Odyssey in like the freaking America World Police style, like Muppets, like on strings,
I love that. I'm not gonna lie, that'd be pretty great.
Hey,
and they could keep their race swap at this point. I wouldn't even care.
So you guys are talking about the retardacy?
Yes, we're talking about the retardacy.
That's a good name. I was calling it the travesty of Troy.
I call it the sacking of Homer.
Do you know whose take I really am looking forward to hearing on it, though?
Who's
Captain Garrett's.
Oh, okay. Because I just got finished maybe an hour or two ago watching Gary's take. You know, nerdrotic.
Yeah,
Troy says
I saw
so the
that.
whole Troy movie plot wasn't actual history with a horse.
That's the Trojan Wars.
Yeah, the
That-
Trojan horse.
That's actual history, though, right?
I thought
I
that was.
I think so.
Yeah.
In the Vegas terms, there was some type of siege on the city of Troy. I think that's like as much we've been able to validate with archaeology.
Oh, you'll be hard pressed to find a city that wasn't at some point sieged.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Oh, I found the tracksuit thing. Let me find. Let me.
the tracksuit thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for I think for a while we thought that the Trojan War was purely fiction. Just a second.
Don't die on us, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a while I think we thought that the Trojan War was purely fictional, but then we actually uncovered archaeological records that indicated a long siege on the city of Troy. And we were like, oh, holy shit, that really did happen, although probably not the big horse thing.
Okay, I dropped screenshots in the memes channel. Unfortunately, I don't have the original. I don't even have the Asmund Gold one. I have Nux watching Asmund Gold watching the clip.
Yeah, that's the modern day grapevine. Just reaction to a reaction to a reaction. One day I was watching a reaction video. I think it was like 4 levels deep. It was,
Oh, gosh.
I think, Nefarious reacting to a video of Nux, reacting to a video of some lady, reacting to a video of some dude.
And sometimes they're reacting to a video that they're in, and so you don't know when they're talking or it's the video.
Yeah, that does happen. It kind of comes around full circle there, and
Yeah, I think I once found myself watching something similar where I was like, what the hell? It was like, I think it was like Leaflet reacting to Asmongold reacting to a video of Leaflet reacting to a video of Shoe on Head.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I've seen a couple where like Leaflet and somebody else have been reacting to each other's videos back and forth, and to the point where it's like they're reacting to a video of somebody else, reacting to their video, reacting to the previous person's reaction to Leaflet's original video or something.
Yeah.
it's the modern day grapevine. Now, Raven, this isn't what you dropped in the memes channel, but I was just scrolling through the memes channel and saw this, and I had to show it.
Yep.
I think it was Wesley that that shared that one. All right, let me find what you actually were talking about here. All right, I got to stop looking at all the other memes on the way down. Oh, you got like a few of them. All right.
Yeah, the tracksuit one is hilarious.
There it is.
I mean that's the meme of their costumes, and their costumes look almost like that. So the meme made itself.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else you got in here.
Oh yeah, that's the guy's actual
Vanillas Armor
outfit.
from Troy, 2004, and something armor from Odyssey.
It's the same guy.
2026.
It's the same character. So the 2026 one, it looks like he's wearing like a hoodie or something.
Looks
Yeah,
like Robin Hood.
he's got a he's wearing an Under Armour shirt on his way to the gym.
Yeah, then the top one is from the original Troy movie of 2004, which is just awesome.
Okay, real scene from Christopher Nolan's Odyssey.
Oh, then this
By
is
the
an actual
power of
Yeah,
the
if only.
crystal.
and I got a couple screenshots from the video clip, but it's hilarious because the next one is the funny part.
Oh, we got another.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I see. You have multiple pictures in one thing here. Wow, very very Greek of her.
Oh yeah, that one's good. That one's funny.
the
That's
MFR snakes on a plane.
yeah. That's
I didn't know Big Mike was in here.
that's literally like an AI Samuel Jackson. It's so
Yep.
it's pretty good too. Pretty good.
It's like I've been
likeness.
waiting here in the castle all this time, and you guys been off at war or something. It's hilarious.
The face that launched 1,000 ships to get the hell away from her.
She's like, I don't got time for that. You get your Greek ass out there and win this war. I don't do a good black lady impersonation. Sorry, guys.
You got to work on that, Wrangler. work on that impersonation.
I said somebody barbecuing or
I don't
something.
know. If I try to work on that impersonation, I'll probably end up in jail or something.
Yeah, right. Don't do it.
I need to leave it to the professional prejudice, aka comedians. They can get away with it.
Yeah, well, there won't be any comedians left in Canada now. They passed Bill, was it C9? And so basically now it's like thought crime. If they suspect that you might in the future say something that is highly dislikable by somebody else in Canada, then they could send you to jail, basically.
Well,
You
I
guys
just
were-
like that whole notion. So you should just send your entire government to jail for their hate crime or
Right.
their thought crime.
If only enforcement worked like that. Unfortunately, it's a big club, you see.
And you ain't in it.
You guys really need to revolt.
I disagree. Our government is flawless and has never done anything wrong. It's the perfect government.
I think what is it? Alberta's been working at trying to disconnect themselves from Canada for a while.
Yeah, there's. I haven't not up on the latest. I haven't seen anything in the recent weeks, but yeah, they've been doing different kinds of talks and trying to get a referendum happening, and so they've got a lot of intent to separate from Canada.
Yeah,
First of all,
Alberta.
it's the province that has the most resources, so they
Yeah,
have, they
It's
don't need everybody
Alberta,
else.
isn't it? Alberta and also, oh gosh, what's the other? like right-
Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan
Nah.
and Alberta.
Yeah, I've heard that. But Quebec is also talking about it. Quebec had a referendum in the 90s, but now we have a lot of immigrants, which which way they're going to vote, so they're diluting our vote.
And if I'm not mistaken, the referendum in the 90s came to like what, a 49% vote, and that's why
It
it
was
ultimately didn't work.
exactly
Oh,
like
wow.
fucking. It was exactly like the George Bush election, the son. It was like 50-50, right? And then you think one won, but then the number switched at the last minute and it inverted, and so it appeared that the yes had won, and then it was the no. So it was a rough moment because it was like 50-50 split in the province to separate. It was a strong movement. It's the whole cultural identity, right? It's what's left of the French is here in Quebec. Well, I mean, it's dispersed in other places. You got patches, but in like big geographic kind of location, it's here.
Wait, the Quebec who?
The Quebecois.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Yeah, the province. Yeah.
Oh no, wait. Quebec who would be Quebec key, not Quebecois. That would be Quebec what? Okay, yeah. I was trying to do
that's
a.
closer.
I was trying to do a pun, but it
You were
failed.
close.
White flag waivers.
You got to keep working on it, but don't give up. You're close. You're close. Yeah, you got the whole freaking Cajun culture as well. That moved in, like was part
Yep.
of the whole thing, and then fled, and there's a whole story behind that too.
Wait, Quebec has Cajuns?
Yeah, that's where they come from. Les Acadiens.
Oh, I thought they all emigrated to Louisiana.
Well,
All right, have
most
a great night, Christy. Thanks for joining us.
yeah, a lot of them did, but a lot of them stayed in Quebec too. And, yeah,
First, the Brits expelled the Acadians, went to mainland France. Then they couldn't associate with the actual French because, funny story, they were an ocean away, so culturally different. So then eventually some of the Acadians, they had to petition the Dutch to ship them over to Louisiana so they feel a little more comfortable. The Cajun process was a little more complicated than people realize.
yeah, that's rough.
They got there in the end.
Do they all sound like Gambit?
Yes.
Laissez le bon temps
Oh,
rouler,
so-
mon ami.
Well, we got somebody else here. Was that frequency popping
It
in?
was just me.
It's your twin brother.
My dark shadow.
It's Dark Wrangler.
I would say Nega Wrangler, but he would mishear it as something else.
Oh, you get so many jokes you could make with that.
Roganar.
Well, no, because in the very first episode I participated in, I said Nega Link.
No, it was Wrangler. Nega Wrangler.
Was it
And
Nega
I-
Wrangler? Oh.
Yeah, and I thought you said something different.
Yeah, and then afterward you were like, you were talking to me about it, and I was like, wait, I said what?
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when I don't get the car key out of my ears.
That's what we need.
That's what they call the shadow in the video game movie. What's it called? I'm blanking on the name.
The shadow.
Yeah, well, Nega Link, right? It's from The Legend of Zelda, the second game.
Oh, I thought it was just called Dark Link.
Is it just Dark Link? Nega Scott Pilgrim versus the World. So at the end, he's fighting the shadow version of Scott. And I think he calls him Nega Scott. No, you guys are not fans of, or you're all
And
muted.
isn't there a Darkwing Duck villain called Negawatt? Or it's a play on Megawatt.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, I barely remember that character. I don't remember what its name was.
He was a rat, and he had a hat
Yeah.
with like a positive and negative terminal on it.
Nigga,
was it?
what?
Was it
I'm sorry. It's
two
so funny.
prongs or was that a different one?
No, it was two prongs. And there was also like an evil Darkwing Duck who wore like yellow and red.
I never saw that in the series. I watched, I think, first season, at the very least. It was cut short, right? Darkwing Duck, wasn't it? Because it was pretty popular.
Kinda.
I remember really liking it.
I want to see Darkwing Duck versus Danger Mouse.
Oh, So the evil Darkwing Duck is called Negaduck.
Okay, so that makes some sense.
I'm gonna change up the tune.
Huh?
I'm gonna change up the tune. I'm just trying to remember how to do it from the phone.
I just put
There
something
we go.
under. I put something under presentation.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I've seen it, but I've never like seen it on a show.
Maybe Canada got shorted and just like missed out on a bunch of
Oh, I
episodes.
thought that was just his autumn outfit.
No.
Nope.
Because he doesn't look all that evil. I mean, I guess he's got his eyes kind of. Yeah, his mouth is kind of downturned. I guess he is. He's snarling.
I remember that brawl between Darkwing Duck and Gizmo Duck when Gizmo showed up from Duckburg.
Gizmo Duck, is that the one with the one wheel?
Blathering
The
Blatherskite.
legs?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he showed up in an episode of Darkwing Duck, and they were fighting over who gets to. I think they were fighting over who gets to be the hero or something, and they just beat the living crap out of each other. And they're still circling around. Gizmo's got like bits hanging off of his super suit, and Darkwing's clothes are torn. He's got a bruise, and they're just still circling around each other.
I think the bad guy got away.
Yep.
Do you guys remember like the darkest episode of that show?
I don't know. It's been years. I haven't seen it since it was actually on air. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't even see it in Syndicate.
Well, it made an impression because in the episode Gosling, his niece, travels forward in time to a period where Darkwing Duck has gone off the deep end and he runs the city like this dystopian police state, and he and he calls himself Deathwing Duck, and he has like a mech suit, and like and he like kills people who
Oh,
break
wow.
the law, and like Launchpad is part of a resistance movement to like take down Darkwing Duck. And
You know what they forgot to do with Launchpad in Darkwing Duck? Not once in that whole series do I remember seeing him crash.
I think he crashed some land vehicles.
Yeah, I mean, he's always been good at the flying part. He just sucked at the landing part.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, it turns out that the reason that Darkwing Duck went off the deep end and started behaving that way was because Gosling went into the future. So from his perspective, one day, Gosling just disappeared. And he assumed that it was some sort of crime, that somebody had kidnapped and murdered her or something. And that was why and so when she goes back to the past, it fixes the future.
So she got to see an entire potential future that ended up not happening.
Yeah. I actually remember that episode.
It's like super dark for like a fucking Disney duck show, right?
Oh, yeah.
It sounds smart for a time traveling episode, though.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, a lot of the stuff that came out back then, super underrated.
Dude, we had the golden age of children's entertainment.
We kind of did, yeah.
You know what else was awesome that never really got killed before its time and never gets its due is Tailspin.
Yeah, that was around
yeah.
the same time, too.
Yep.
Yeah, Tailspin was contemporary to Darkwing Duck.
Yep. All of those were kind of randomly shown as like little bits and blurbs within like the half hour or hour long Disney thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Back when
Back-
Disney still knew how to do stuff right.
Right?
They still did animation then, yeah.
Animaniacs, Pinky and the Brain.
Oh yeah.
I even liked Freakazoid.
Same. Freakazoid had a cameo in Teen Titans Go.
Really?
Yeah, I only know about it because of YouTube. I never watched a full episode of Teen Titans Go.
Neither could I. I love Teen Titans, but the Go is like, nah. There's like, don't they still do superhero stuff in this? It looks like they don't, so I wasn't interested.
Well, Teen Titans Go is basically like Teen Titans lowest common denominator.
Is that the remake version?
Yeah. Kinda.
Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, speaking of remakes, in the recent remake with DuckTales, Cloud Kicker shows up as an adult in that.
Holy crap! Really?
Yeah, I didn't see it on TV. I just saw a YouTube video about it because it was whatever happened to this show, and they brought it up in that video. But
What
just
did
looking
happen?
at the voices and everything, it was like, I watched the video and now I can't even remember. But the show did get kind of axed early, even though it was very popular. I mean, it was the Jungle Book in airplanes. Why wouldn't you want to continue that?
Not just airplanes. We're like a pulp seaplane adventure.
Yeah, and let's see. I just saw. Okay. Sorry, I thought I saw something I was supposed to put on screen, but it was something else. Yeah, and I loved that Shere Khan was like the business tycoon and supposed to be kind of the main overarching antagonist, but that plot thread ended up going nowhere because it was just kind of suddenly cut off. And the last episode, I don't think was intended to be the last episodes, and it didn't even focus as heavily on Baloo and Kit as the other episodes did. It was just, it got screwed. I can't remember the reason why.
I don't even remember these shows getting canceled. I just remember seeing episodes of them and then growing up. I guess I never sort of I never expected them to have an overplot.
Yeah, well, all of them kind of sort of did. Because, like, Pinky and the Brain, they kept trying different things, and they kept one crazy plot would lead to the next crazy plot, which led to the next. Now, they were all, like, self-contained, and so if you could watch them individually and see they were doing crazy stuff, and there really wasn't any, like, overly obvious
Continuity.
well, points pointing back to like the previous thing, but there were certain, like, if you were looking for it, you could see like, oh yeah, that happened like 1 or 2 episodes ago or something. But they're like, you had to know exactly what you were looking for.
Hmm.
And sometimes it would just be like, like when Pinky and the Brain first comes on and they're watching the TV or something, some of those news episodes that they were watching were talking about what happened in the previous episode. But there was nothing like, unless you're paying attention to that TV, you didn't see it.
Hmm.
Because it'd be like CNN or something where you had to read the blurb thing that was going across the screen in order to see what it was talking about. Because the intro music was playing over everything.
Freakazoid was pretty good, I thought.
I love the whole thing. If you don't watch us, we'll be unemployed. Freakazoid, Freakazoid. WB had some awesome stuff.
And now it's just relentless retardation.
Retard maxing.
Well, like the video Wrangler posted the other day, just the vocabulary is being compressed down into simple words, so that people have a hard time expressing themselves because
What?
they're just
That's-
simple words.
That's double plus ungood.
Hmm?
Huh?
Double plus ungood.
Oh yeah. I guess which
You guys don't have the same Newspeak dictionary.
was that on Otters? Or was it on Proof of Comics?
What was?
Oh, that may have been on the Otter side.
I was just
Where he posted.
referenced. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, he posted, I guess, The War on Beauty, The Past is a Foreign Language. And it's this young lady talking about the declining vocabulary, and she, like, read some of the old books. And there were all of these words that she had no clue about. Like Perry.
Yeah, that I posted that today.
Like Perry?
Yeah. Well, like, fighting with the sword, you parry the other sword.
She never heard of Katy Perry?
Bit different spelling.
Yeah. I think we're aware of that because we're gamers. Like, because a lot of
Yeah.
the mechanics of fighting involves parry.
Like askance, extant, seneschal, prerogative.
Prerogative, I hear from time to time.
What
Not
was some of the-
not in person, but I guess on shows or something.
I went and posted. Oh, excoriate. And I was like, she needs to be excoriated about her vocabulary.
I've heard that before, but it's not very common. I'll give you that.
Brobdingnagian.
And I'm not even an English speaker.
And so I've been going through because I wrote some about the winter month, the off month, where they're off in the city rather than adventuring. And I was trying to figure out what title position to give this guy because I was thinking kind of like modern day idea of butler and stuff, and I was trying to remember what that would be back then, because the butler actually comes from the bottler, who was in charge of like all the bottled drinks and everything.
Oh,
Mhm.
good.
And actually, it's the steward or seneschal, and seneschal actually goes back to Roman times. And so I ended up going with steward initially, and then after watching her video and seeing that, I was like, okay, I need to go with seneschal.
You know, it's another good one that's kind of similar is Major Domo.
Mm-hmm.
Majordome.
Yeah, you brought that up.
That's
Brought
French.
that up during the game, and I was like, "What's a domo?" I was like, "Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto."
Yes.
Well, that's why he's called a Major Domo, because you've got to give him great thanks.
What?
But the other reason why I think I need to go with seneschal is because I have a lot of Roman words for things, like the pagus, which is like a rural county area. The Romans had like sections of areas and stuff, and they I don't remember what the city districts are, but the rural like county districts were called pagus. I may have the pronunciation of that wrong.
Pagus?
Yes,
Yeah.
maybe
I
like
mean-
pages or something.
No, it would be Pagus.
Ah,
In
Okay,
ecclesiastical Latin, anyway. I don't know about.
Are you talking about page? Les pages. There's like pages were servants, right?
Well,
Like a valet. It's basically a
it's
valet.
a country district, so you would have like farms and such in that area rather than a city district.
like a rural county.
Yeah. And then the people there were known as pagans.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
What did you just call me?
But that's before the corruption.
A paganus.
Before the Fire Nation attacked.
Yes.
I got a bag of Jelly Bellies, and I'm just kind of like separating them and grazing.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds highly illegal.
Jelly beans.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there are like 40 different flavors in the bag.
Yeah, some of those can't be legal.
Not in Canada.
Well, one of the flavors is champagne, so
Well, yeah, I think you're old enough to drink. We used to have like little chocolates from Belgium that it was like these were the fancy chocolates your parents would get at Christmas time, and they all had a little bit of alcohol in it, right? So each center would have like cherry flavored center, creamy center, but always be a different type. So and each chocolate had a different type of alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I have one of those now?
I think you can buy them at the liquor store.
I don't know. I haven't seen those ever, like in decades. I haven't seen those.
Oh
recently.
gosh, let me see.
I'm sure they exist somewhere.
I remember biting open all the Scotch ones as a kid.
Once you find your favorite one, might as well stick to that one. Oh, dude,
I am a Scotch drinker now in
It's like-
adulthood.
Can you imagine alcohol and chocolate in Christmas time? I'm just salivating right now. Hopefully, there's no alcoholics listening, and I'm not giving them a.
It
a
sounds like
relapse.
the distilled Christmas
Oh, what-
spirit to me.
What's the chocolate brand that had the woman as part of the logo?
Laura Sakar is one we have.
Godiva?
Godiva.
Godiva.
Godiva had chocolate liquors. They had like a normal chocolate, they had a caramel, they had a dark chocolate, they had a white chocolate. I don't remember what else they had, but they had this whole line of chocolate liquors, and they were good. And then they almost all of them disappeared. I think the only one that last time I looked for them, the only one that I could find was just the plain chocolate liquor, and I was actually looking for the caramel. I was so disappointed.
I don't know. I rarely hear about people being disappointed over finding Godiva chocolates, but
Yeah. You were disappointed because you got the alcohol one? Were you like a kid just looking for your chocolate?
No, it's a couple of years ago where it was a special occasion. I was trying to find a particular chocolate liquor for somebody for whatever the event was. And I figured that the caramel one would be perfect for whatever it was.
Oh. Oh, but it was also caramel and liquor. Okay, I see.
Yeah, it's like a hard liquor.
Yeah.
Directly from Godiva that's flavored as like the different chocolates. And they used to have a whole
it's
range.
liquor that's flavored as chocolate.
Yes.
It's not chocolates.
Right.
I see now. It's the opposite of what. Oh, so wow, liquor tastes like chocolate.
Yes.
That's a bit much, isn't it?
Well, it's like liquid chocolate with alcohol in it, I guess.
Wow, sounds like sugary.
Yes. I'm a sweet tooth.
I mean, the other stuff I was talking about was also sugary.
Yeah.
But a whole bottle of it, that's
Yes.
that's a lot.
Let me see if
We have some maple syrup whiskey over here that we call sortilège, which basically means a spell or a curse. and it's whiskey based in maple syrup. It's so sugary, dude. It's good, but you can't have too many because you're gonna have a sugar rush, and as you're starting to feel the alcohol.
Well, apparently you can get them in Candy Warehouse.
15% alcohol.
Well,
By volume.
it's like wine.
Is this serious? Are they serious? Like, I don't. It
The
doesn't look
Godiva
like you.
chocolate.
It doesn't look like you have to present ID. You can just buy these chocolate bottled mini liqueurs off of Candy Warehouse.
Well, do they really have alcohol, or is it just alcohol flavored?
I don't know.
Because if you could buy them without ID, well, first of all, if you're a kid, that's not how you're gonna get drunk. So ordering fucking chocolate alcohol off of Amazon.
You would have to make a concerted effort to get shit faced off of these.
Oh, you can do it.
And they're not cheap.
I believe in you.
They're not cheap. Like, these are desserts, so you gotta pay premium.
Oh, these are dog shit. For a 64-piece set, it's $54. But it's like, oh god, what are the brands here? Hang on. Oh god, Malibu Rum, Southern Comfort, Remy Martin. Yeah, the Contro. Yeah, these are shit brands.
Yeah.
I dropped pictures of the Godiva liquor bottles in your chat or in your Discord.
In mine?
Frederick's.
Ah.
Okay, I'll have a look later. I'm at the I close it while I'm streaming because my computer overheats when they're both running at the same time. I'll try to go easy on the laptop a little bit, but I'll check it out.
Oh, here we go again. I really hate this part.
Is that a boss?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Are you the blue one or the yellow one?
No, he's the little black one that keeps getting hit by all the other ones.
Okay, you're the shadow dude.
Yeah. He's the one getting the crap beat out of him.
Yeah.
They have all of these variety packs, but I want one that's just Jim Beam.
Well, that would not be variety, would it?
Oh, here we go. I found it. 12-piece box, Jim Beam liquor filled chocolate bottles, $14.50.
This is actually a really cool fight. I just need to survive it.
You mean the fight I'm having with myself about whether or not to buy these liquor bottles?
That's inner turmoil. There's got to be way better liquor than like chocolate flavored liquor.
Apparently, there's a Prosecco wine bottle lollipop as well.
Because everybody needs one of those.
Just never get cake flavored vodka. Gross.
Or vodka flavored cake.
Here we go again.
No, vodka flavored cake is amazing.
Yeah,
just
that's
not the reverse. I assume you're talking about the birthday cake vodka.
I don't know. Somebody talked me into getting it from UV Vodka, and I got it, and thinking that it would taste good, and then I had to mix it in with other things in order to get rid of it because it was so awful.
Damn, what you mix it with, like orange juice?
Well, initially I mixed it in with some of the Godiva's chocolate liquor. Unfortunately, that made it clump. And so what I ended up doing instead was I just bought more of the UV vodka that I actually like and just mixed it in, but that just simply made the tasty vodka awful. So I just ended up having to struggle through it. And I'd have a glass of that and then a glass of something else to clean my taste buds with.
We used to have a drink back in the day that it would intentionally clump. We would call it a brain. 'Cause it would clump like a brain in a sugar shot glass, right?
Ow, ow.
I forget what the recipe of it was, but you 2-3 different alcohols, and then you drop one, and it would just look like, yeah. Well, you'd love it, Wrangler. It kind of looked like a Metroid.
Nice.
We call it a brain.
Yeah, these days I like a mango rum. I think it's Largo Bay. Just has a slight taste of mango.
Mango's good.
And then like a
Ow.
I think it's UV cherry vodka. It's red vodka.
Red vodka.
Yeah, although I usually like drink one or two of the mangoes and then have the cherry, and then that finishes me off.
I'll be honest. Aside from cocktails, I rarely venture away from whiskey.
Kind of a red wine guy these days.
Well,
Oh yeah, I
you're
wasn't.
French,
Really,
so I thought that was kind of an automatic.
Right. It's
I wasn't really counting wine. Of course, I drink like white wine with some meals.
oh, you're talking about like your recreational drink, because I don't really have a recreational drink. Like I don't buy hard alcohol.
Well, I still occasionally have scotch with like a steak, but if I'm having like something with a really nice, if I'm having something like a pasta with a really nice thick sauce, I'll have some wine with it instead of like something else, because it really does, it makes different flavors in the sauce pop. So makes it more of a interactive experience.
Oh,
Oh,
I love the Dr. Pepper flavored jelly beans.
Dr. Pepper flavored jelly beans.
nice.
Yeah,
How do you
Yeah,
feel
there's-
about the black jelly beans?
licorice. I don't mind them.
Do you think they should be segregated from the other jelly beans?
you
Um,
have to segregate all the colored things.
yeah, it should be voluntary, but I definitely want them using different water fountains.
Oh.
I just don't like some of those flavors mixing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. The licorice jelly beans can do whatever they want to do. I just don't want them mixing with the other jelly beans. That's all. We're bad people.
And you have to make sure none of those jelly beans are edibles, because you don't want to mix those up.
Wait. So this was like we were doing like a race metaphor, but now what are the edibles? Are those Jamaican people?
I was back to the literal version.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm gonna eat pickles, I have to realize I'm gonna eat pickles, because I'm not gonna buy something else tasty, because if I eat pickles, that's all I can taste. for like the next several hours. I love what are they? The crispy.
Dill.
No, the like the fried pickles.
Fried pickles.
Have you been feeling like a little queasy in the mornings?
I don't eat them very often, but it's something where like on occasion, if somebody's going to insist that I eat a pickle, I'd much rather have a fried pickle than
No, I
something
was
else.
because fried pickles are a classic
Yeah.
pregnancy craving.
Yeah.
How often are you around people that insist you have pickles, Raven?
Luckily, not very often, but
Okay, good.
my last girlfriend really liked pickles.
Oh, I see where this is coming from.
Oh,
I
I
bet
missed.
I bet you did. It's a penis joke.
Oops.
Yeah, was it just code? Did she really want pickles, or was it just like?
Well, she
Pillow
ordered
talk.
them at the restaurant. She got to the restaurant before I did, and she'd already ordered them.
Freud would have a lot to say about that.
Hey, sometimes a Vlasic is just a Vlasic.
Sandwich stackers, all right.
Yeah, well, I ended up going to a burger joint that I thought was going to be great. Only the one ingredient that they did not list on their burger was pickles. And so I had this, what I thought was going to be a good, tasty burger. And by the time I was done picking all these pickles out of the burger, all I could taste was pickle. Like the bun tasted like pickle, the burger tasted like pickle, the lettuce tasted like pickle, the bacon tasted like pickle. Is like the onion tastes like pickle.
Well, the bacon should taste like bacon. That
Yeah,
that is law.
It kind of sounds like you're very sensitive to pickle flavor,
yeah,
or
Yeah,
probably vinegar flavors in general.
yeah. It depends. Like if the vinegar is mixed in well with something, it's not that bad. But pickles is just something like, especially the really juicy ones, really have a problem with that.
See, and I don't know why she would force you to eat them. If she likes them so much, you want to be with somebody that doesn't like the thing you like, because then you get their extra thing.
Well, it was just something to snack on, and I had already eaten, and I just like, well, okay, she ordered it as a snack. I guess I'll just snack on this, rather than buying yet another different snack.
Well, chew on this. Most people miss brushing. I don't know if anybody remembers those commercials, but
Vaguely, maybe. What was it?
chew on this. It was always about bringing up a toothbrush and
I only
Oh.
remember the toy commercials.
I remember the Quick Trip commercials. The dog in the pickup truck. Although probably if you're outside of Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri, you're probably not sure what I'm talking about. Maybe Nebraska as well.
I win.
Yeah, I don't remember this at all. But I wasn't in those areas.
Yeah, it's a gas station, kind of like 7-Eleven, where they've got stuff inside, but it oh gosh, what was the name of the dog? I want to say like Oscar or something. But that dog was famously in most of the commercials when I was a little kid. And the guy had his pickup truck, and him and his dog would get in the pickup truck and go down to Quick Trip. But yeah, it's a family gas station chain that started out of Oklahoma and quickly spread into Texas and Kansas, Missouri. And it's spread a little bit farther than that since then. Like I'm pretty sure they're up in Nebraska, maybe Iowa as well. But I like them because they're usually fairly clean. Yeah, friends of mine and I used to always go down and pick up a like soda or something because they had it was some special like full-blown plastic jug type thing, and like if it was like a extra to buy it, but then you only bought it once, and then you got I think it was a discount on refills or something. And while I had access to a 7-Eleven, it was in a bad part of town, so usually didn't go over there. Whereas Quick Trips were in good places.
That's too bad. 7-Elevens are pretty cool. I mean, Cumberland Farms is better in my opinion, but 7-Elevens, man, always glad to see one out on the road when I'm looking for something.
But yeah, if you're in the Midwest and you see Quick Trip, stop by. Because one of the other reasons why I like stopping there, especially late at night, is that if you need to sleep in your car, they're a safe zone. Like in their parking spot, if you park in the strip like facing the gas station building, they've got that purposely well lit so that you're fairly safe. And at least in the places that I've been, cops are almost constantly there as a great spot for them to stop at and pick stuff up. So I don't know if they've got like free drink once a day or what, but cops are almost always there to either start or end or somewhere in the middle of their route.
Well, there you go. Wrangler, I'm gonna paste something in the private chat.
Yeah.
That you might want to show. I don't know. It's a very, very old internet video. But somebody was talking about lamb chops, and it made me remember this.
All right. Give me a second here.
What is this, Prince of Persia?
Yes.
Is this a new game or an older one?
Oops. There we go. This is the Lost Crown, and it's awesome.
Is it new?
About 2 years old.
Really?
Yes.
So this is a Ubisoft game?
Yep. And I'll take my hats off to them on this. They did damn good.
Yeah. Fascinating.
Of course, after they released it, it was successful, but it didn't make as much as they were expecting. So they shut it down. And after the team had only released one DLC to it, Ubisoft disbanded them. Now, just recently, they put that team back together. Whether or not they're going to continue on a Prince of Persia project, I don't know. I really hope I get a sequel to The Lost Crown because, well, it's really good. And a lot of people were complaining that Sargon, the main character here that you're playing, isn't actually the prince, and they were pissed about that. It was never in your face, but when you dig through the lore, you find out he actually really is the prince. And if you read through all the lore that you've come across, and then look at the events that happen, you realize, oh yeah, you get the Simurg's blessing as the prince. The Simurg is the entity that decides who is royalty in Persia. I just opened the thing here. I'm looking at it before.
Oh, get it.
When it finally loads, I'm getting that buffer right now. Okay, am I going to regret showing this before?
No, you won't.
Okay. So he says.
There's nothing DM. There's nothing like.
It's from 14 years ago, so it could be anything.
Yeah.
It's been a long day. I think I'm just gonna curl up on the sofa, watch some Netflix, and eat some vanilla fudge ice cream.
Hey, I'm Professor Tuesday.
Whoa, fuck.
Did you know that sugary foods are a leading cause of tooth decay?
Yeah?
When you consume them, the enamel that protects your teeth is exposed to harmful acids.
Where did you come from, anyway?
Instead of that unhealthy vanilla fudge ice cream, wouldn't you much rather have a delicious juicy lamb chop?
Not really.
I bet you're just dying to take a big old bite out of this nice savory lamb chop.
I'm not really in the mood for lamb chops.
There you go. Eat up that spicy lamb chop. Now isn't that nice? It's Professor Tuesday.
It's my time for my lunch break. Lunch break.
Hey, I'm Professor Toothy.
No.
I hope you weren't thinking about getting a soda with lunch. Soda's just about the worst thing ever for your teeth.
I usually just drink water.
Speaking of lunch, how about a nice tender lamb chop?
Oh, come on. I don't even like lamb chops.
Sure you do. Everyone likes lamb chops. They're tasty and delicious and a big part of proper tooth care.
I don't think that's right.
Eat up that big old lamb chop.
Why are you doing this to me?
It's Professor Toothy.
And I'm so ready to go to bed.
Hey, I'm Professor Toothy.
Oh, no.
I
No.
sure hope you remembered to brush and floss your teeth.
Yes, I did. Which means it's too late to eat anything because I've already brushed.
Well, there's always time for another lamb chop.
I don't want to eat any more lamb
But
chops.
these are so yummy and flavorful. It would be such a shame to waste them.
I just want to go to
You
bed.
can go to bed after you finish your lamb chop.
Uh,
It's Professor Toothy.
Boy, I could sure go for...
This is like a South Park nightmare.
Yeah, this is weird on a different level.
some Skittles or maybe a whole bucket of Froyo or some shit.
Hey, I'm Professor Toothy. What have you got there?
A bag of sugar.
You know what's better for you than all that sugar?
Oh, fuck. Oh, my God.
Yeah, this is definitely like post-internet humor. Like you didn't see this before the internet came around.
Yeah, it was very much contemporary to like I think Charlie the Unicorn and stuff.
Like I remember the first stuff like Salad Fingers. Remember that? That was a Tim Burton internet comic.
Oh, vaguely.
Yeah, they had like this was the beginning of video. So like, oh my God, there's cartoons on the internet, and it's Tim Burton, right? And he had this weird like the whole goal of the character was being creepy, and he's called Salad Fingers. So everything he touches, he's got salads, and it's just Tim Burton, right? So it's got this weird kind of sense of humor.
Yeah.
It's not really funny, but it was like, okay, we've got Tim Burton cartoons online now.
So now you guys will know what I'm talking about if I'm ever like, wouldn't you rather have a tasty lamb chop?
No.
Here's some sugar.
I don't get why the guy is like so averse to lamb chop. Dude, if I had a floating tooth that came around and gave me cooked lamb chopped, I'd be now
Yeah.
you're talking.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even have to cook, clean the frickin' plates or anything. You're bringing this to me, singing a stupid song or whatever. I'm down. I'm down.
Yeah, kind of same boat.
I don't even take sugar. Sugar's in everything, dude. It's like you eat bread, you got your dose of sugar for the day.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty good at avoiding it as I shove multi-flavored jelly beans in my face.
Yeah, no, it's hard. You really have to pick stuff that is free of sugar in ingredients, which is rarer than you think. Like it's hard work to avoid it. I don't go crazy with it, but like I just sugar my stuff with maple syrup, which is tree sugar, but it's like it's not refined. Like it's not refined sugar.
Yeah.
I like to put Vermont maple syrup in my, or New Hampshire maple syrup in my coffee.
Dude, you should try that maple syrup whiskey I was telling you about.
That sounds interesting.
It's like it's a good dessert, I would say, in the right time. But like you don't want to have a whole bottle of it because just gets very sugary, very quick.
We're all, Liverpool and I are both New Englanders, so we understand maple syrup.
So I think you'd enjoy it. You'd enjoy like it. You'd go, oh, this maple syrup has a whiskey taste. That's what you'd.
I don't understand people that get like the light colored maple syrup that just doesn't have much maple flavor to it. I'm like, well, at that point, why not just get simple syrup?
Isn't the light the light's the most pure one?
Yeah, the darker one is the one that has the most like. It has the most non. It's the light one is the one that's like the most pure, sweet, sugary, right? The darker one has more of like the maple flavors that you get from all the extra other stuff.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you can get.
I gotta go all the way down there.
Get both. Do you guys have maple syrup on snow? Like snow? Do you have the whole
Make a snow cone out of it?
Yeah, because here it's a whole event, right? Like tourists come here during the season, and they take them out back. They got real good snow. Like you obviously can't do this with the snow that fell from the day before, but you get some pure white snow. They'd just pour fresh, warm maple syrup on the snow, and then what you do is you go in with a stick, right, like a popsicle stick, and then you just wrap the maple syrup because it's in contact with the snow and it's hot, it turns like into almost caramel texture. So you just wrap it around your stick, and then you can eat it like a caramel bar or whatever. Do you guys do that? Do you have that?
No. Exactly. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of folks around here who do. I personally haven't done that. I'm usually dumping them on pancakes or, believe it or not, grits. I know grits is a southern thing, but here in New England, you give me grits, I'm going to pour maple on it.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
I tend to stay away from yellow snow.
It's not that kind of yellow snow. Plus it's orange, it's gold. It's delicious maple syrup.
Yeah. Do you see much for snow there, Raven?
We did during the snowpocalypse, but usually we get bits of snow and then it melts.
So you don't really see snow on a regular basis.
Right. It's usually like 60 for most of the winter. And then we'll get like a cold spell and it will snow some, and then depending upon how cold it actually stays, it may stick around for a couple of hours.
Well, that doesn't. I'm moving to where you are.
Unless, of course, we get snowpocalypse, which we've had a couple similar, not as bad, but some that were somewhat similar here in the last couple of years.
What is snowpocalypse?
So snowpocalypse was one where everything froze, and we had snow for like over a week. And it froze up all the solar panels. It froze up all the power stuff. People were without power for a good portion of the day or something. Or if you did have power, like the rates blew through the roof, and it was ridiculously expensive. Luckily, at the time, I was at my house, and my house was in a co-op area where the co-op was smart enough, knew it was coming, and they pre-bought credits they pre-bought energy credits. And so the price that they charged, so I guess it covered most of it, but they still had some extra that they had to pay. And so what they figured out was that they could spread it out over the year. And so they instead of spiking the price on everybody, they just ended up slightly increasing the price over the year.
Now, that doesn't sound overly horrible to me, but I do know that kind of snow in a place where the infrastructure is not set up to handle it can be
Yeah.
ridiculously disruptive. I do get that.
Well, like in some places, like I saw people walking into their apartment complex and like the where there was supposed to be like a ceiling fan, instead there was like all this ice falling through the roof or something, or like the water pipes had busted, and so they've got water running down through the hallway because people didn't realize that they needed to run their water.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
And weather like that around here, you'll still see people walk around in shorts and t-shirts sometimes.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely if it's like 50 or above outside, I can deal with a t-shirt for a good while.
Yeah.
But
The most common thing you'll see at those lower temperatures is somebody wearing like a hooded sweatshirt and shorts.
yeah, but like one of the big problems though was that there was a lot of places that they just completely lost power. So with no power for like a couple of days, I think for a bunch of places, like everything just froze. And
With
so it
no
ended up-
power comes no responsibility.
Yeah, there was a song about that in the 90s. This woman came out and sang, I got the power. Something, she got her power back or something. I remember her from my childhood.
Oh, she's the one who took it.
Or she got it back. Something happened.
I got the power.
It was worth telling everybody about it.
Yeah, I think for the time frame that the power surged for people that actually had electricity, like they got like $1,000 or $2,000 electric bill that month.
Did she have the touch?
Midas touch?
No, that was Stan Bush.
You got the touch. You got the power.
When all hell's breaking loose, you'll be right in the eye of the storm.
We're old.
We don't get older, we get better.
Yes.
And if we do get older, we just make up for it by being really immature.
Yep. We're not aging. We are we're curing.
I like it.
Yeah.
I just wish curing involved less knee pain.
Right? Yeah, you feel the snowstorm in your kneecaps before you see it in the sky, don't you?
Yep, and then there's like some young people nearby, and they're like, "I wonder what the weather's going to be like today." And you go to interject to be like, "Oh, I think there might be," and suddenly you hunch over and you're like, "There's a storm coming. I feel it in my knees."
Yeah. You just point at your knee and goes, "Ask my barometer."
Yeah. And they're like, "But the sky is clear. Mark my words. There'll be a storm today."
You almost sound like what is it, Sam Elliott?
Oh, I can do Sam Elliott. Let's see.
I was thinking of the sailor in The Simpsons.
There's a storm coming. I can feel it in my knees. There we go.
Not bad at all. I like the sailor and Family Guy there. Seamus.
Let's see. This is. I can tell if when the humidity's above 50% without looking outside. It sucks. Recently, we've been getting these days where it's like nice and cool outside, but then also it's like fucking nasty, sticky. So you're like, okay, I guess I deal with the house being a couple degrees warmer than it is outside to avoid inviting in all that fucking humidity.
Yeah. Well, since the smoke cleared out, I mean, the way it is here right now would be an awesome night to like open the windows, let the air through, and then close them again because it's going to get hot, sticky, and humid tomorrow morning.
Oh yeah. That reminds me. Thanks, Frederick, for all the air pollution.
Hey, it's not not coming from me, I'll tell you that. And did you notice it's all coming in perfect line across the country?
Blame Canada.
It's call climate change marks.
Yep.
It's like reading the rings in a tree.
Would there be little eyes?
But
the flappy
hopefully we
heads
can
that
pay
fall
more
by?
taxes to make this go away.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
But it seems strange to me. I know
Carbon
we got
taxes.
fire seasons and all that, but it seems to really be a lot more in the last decade than normal. Like, what changed? And it ain't the weather.
Well, they
So
catch people. They catch people in the act from time to time, right? So
Well, I do know one of the issues in California is that they just let the
They don't
land
clean up
grow
the brush.
wild. Yeah,
Yeah,
they don't do any maintenance to try to prevent it or anything.
because
And
didn't
then
they
you
used to do that, and they just
Yes.
don't anymore?
Yes, my dad worked for the Forest Service, and he'd sit up in one of the little outpost things and watch the area and stuff. They don't pay for any of that anymore because they just let everything grow wild and be nature. And it's like, well, you do know that the native people there, they actually purposely burned everything, and that's how, as white people moved into the area, they learned from the locals to figure out how to maintain that because you just let it go and you end up with massive problems.
They were doing controlled burns before we came over and set up fire departments.
It's like, well, okay, I guess enjoy being on fire, paleface.
are you saying that what we got this week is like controlled burns?
No,
No,
I
that's
think
an out of control burn.
I think the point was that like because there are no controlled burns, we're now enjoying out of control burns.
Oh,
Yes.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, and so California has that problem, and then they also have all the crazies that run around and purposely set things on fire. So you've got all the wild stuff that's prepared purposely to be lit on fire and just go up on the slightest spark, and then you've got the crazy people going around purposely setting fires.
We call them
you'll
liberals.
notice that in the
Yes.
Canadian fires, there was no one died in the forest because the government outlawed walking in the forest. They prevented
Yep.
a lot of deaths.
Wow.
That could have
During
happened this
COVID.
week. You could have died. Like, do you want to die burning in the forest? Is that how you want to die? So, naturally, our government protects us, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
this
but
mark,
I've noticed the only people who avoid the law of don't walk in the forest are the ones going in to set fire to the forest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
so with these really totalitarian laws passing in Canada still, is this just like I don't know how your parliamentary system functions exactly, but like it kind of sounds like this Mark Carney's just as big a piece of shit as Justin Trudeau was.
Yeah, it's the same picture, right? Trudeau was hated by everybody. Like everyone legit, like projectile vomited when he came on stage now. So everywhere it followed him, he became the most like unpopular prime minister in the history. So they had to eject him. Like the government could no longer function. Everyone was following him and hated him, and so they imported this Carney guy from Great Britain, and he's basically following the program the same way. Like these guys don't shoot from the hip; they're following a program,
Yeah.
right?
You know who can fix all this forest crap?
Darkwing Duck.
I'm coming, boys. Paul Bunyan. He's 63, axe handles high, with his feet on the ground and his head in the sky. Hey, Paul Bunyan.
Hey guys.
He'll clear that crap right out.
Yeah, Trudeau was there to draw aggro, and then once he got all the aggro, they shove him out of the way and bring in a new person to take aggro.
And the conservative government is like has rainbows and immigrants like
Oh gosh.
running for it. So it's like there is there's no illusion of choice here.
You guys need a Restore Canada candidate.
Yeah, but I think the people haven't woken up yet because it hasn't hurt as painfully as it did in England yet.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you guys don't have roving rape gangs yet.
In the
Yeah.
UK, they've got
Well,
similar.
There's
Go ahead.
areas in Toronto that are going pretty bad. Like there's cities in areas and cities that you can't go as a Canadian. And yeah, they're blatantly saying it now. You can see it on Twitter, like they're here taking over.
Yeah, don't you guys have like a bunch of Punjabs like shitting on the beach and stuff?
That's in the English-speaking provinces. Here in Quebec, we get the French-speaking Africans.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Well, I mean, either way, it's shitification, I'm sure.
I mean, it's you're diluting the vote, right? We protected our culture from the English, Luke. Like, we were the most racist and proud of it, and we hated the English.
Yeah.
And to protect our French culture and French heritage and to not be taken over by the British. And but everything, like, they did a good job on a couple of last generations where the worst thing you could be was racist all of a sudden. And so now we're applying these destructive practices to our society, thinking that what our generations of what our ancestors fought for was worth nothing, as if it was thrown to the wind.
It reminds me of this meme I saw that had like the blonde Giga Chad, and then across from him like the soy Jack.
Yes.
And it's like, that's racist. Like 2006. Oh no, I'm sorry. 2016. That's racist. No, it isn't. And then that's racist. 2026. That's why I said it.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
we're at the point
taking a
where
turn.
people are saying making prejudiced comments, not out of any actual prejudice, but just to watch people's reactions.
Yeah,
Become the racist they believe you are.
exactly.
Yeah.
But
There was this post on 4chan, like green text. It's just like one question: what are the liberals right about? And then the green text reply was, the Nazis are coming.
Yep.
Well, on that happy note,
the liberals created them.
yeah, it does crack me up how all these people run around accusing everyone of being a Nazi, but then sit there and talk about how much they hate Jews. But it's like, do you not hear your own words?
I was thinking of starting like a new racist club, and I'm going to reach out to the Southern Poverty Law Center and see if they'll fund me.
Make sure to show up to those NASCAR races. That's the racist I am.
What was that Carlos Mencia joke? It's like, you love to be racist, but the only racist you can tell apart are Indianapolis and Daytona. It was a skit on Mind of Mencia, where it was this convenience store clerk just ripping to somebody.
Okay, so you were trying to do an Indian accent. Okay.
Yeah, it was.
I was like, bro, your Hispanic accent is decidedly Mumbai.
No, it was he was playing a Hindu character in a convenience store. He's like, welcome to my store. We're open 24 hours a day, and unfortunately, I am here for every single one of them.
Oh no. You know, there were whole like there was like an online campaign for like bring back Apu to the Simpsons.
Oh yeah.
He's not in it anymore?
No, they
'cause
got.
it was offensive to have the Indian voice. Is that it?
Yeah, I think
It's like
so.
a
Or
white
the
man that was
stereotype.
voicing him or something.
Yeah, but like the people that were like bring back Apu were like Indian people. They were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's
You
like
got-
it's the Mexicans who are never offended against Mexican jokes, but you got the fucking Karens are like, you have to stop making fun of the Latinx.
I think we just need to.
You know?
I think our mistake was universal suffrage. We need to revoke the voting rights of liberal white women.
Bring them back home to the kitchen.
Absolute white female urban liberals.
Or we need to start like swapping them out. Like, oh my God, America's so evil. Okay, well we're taking your citizenship and we're gonna give it to a Latina smoke show who like appreciates being here.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I heard a story about some LGBTQ folks who were all about free Palestine, and then they went to Palestine, and the people that they went there to like advocate for found out they're LGBT, and like it did not go well. It really is strange. They sit there and advocate against her own best interests, and I don't understand why. What colonized their brains?
Well, it's a mind virus, liberal mind virus.
Yeah.
The good old woke mind virus. Yeah, I remember the queers for Palestine, and then the resulting memes were all chickens holding signs, and it was like chickens for KFC.
Yeah. I think a green-haired person moved to the Netherlands, I think it was, and they've been overrun by the invaders, and they're like, I need to find someplace else to move. I might have to go back to America where it's racist.
Yeah, or when they're like, oh my gosh, the Scandinavian countries are like so progressive and beautiful, and then they find out that like to get into Norway, you have to live in Norway for 7 years in an area that you're allowed to be in, that you're not allowed to just move anywhere in Norway. There's specific areas for people that are being naturalized, and throughout that whole process, you have to undergo like cultural education so that you are culturally integrated by the time you get citizenship.
You're gonna drink a lot of wine and eat a lot of cheese.
Can't we do that here? Oh wait, we used to.
Yeah, and and it's like, okay, well here's your progressive utopia that you think is doing so well, and that has all of these programs you really like. It turns out they don't just give that away for free to everybody who applies. So figure it out.
It's like the communists who think they're going to be painting all day
could
playing
exist.
music.
Yeah, if the utopia that they were pushing for could exist, that would be great. But that's not how the real world works, unfortunately. So I wish they would just see that and go with what actually works. Nobody's going to get it 100% right. We're human beings. We're going to screw up.
Well,
we can always try.
The woke mind virus works. It's just it doesn't work for you.
It doesn't really work for them either, because look at them. They're miserable.
No, but it works for the
so
people who
unhappy.
put it inside them. It's like the creator of the virus is the one reaping. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, it's a virus. Somebody created it. Somebody was propagating it through media, and it's not about who believes it. It's about who created it to get the effects that they were looking from it. Looking to get that.
They were looking to get that chaos, so they could pull their strings like a puppet master.
Exactly.
Illuminati lizards. Are the Illuminati lizards? I don't know. They're just assholes.
I don't know.
Do you guys think that there's an actual Illuminati, or has that just become the colloquial term for powers that be?
Well, it used to be called Illuminati in 1776, but then they got caught and they changed the name, or they don't use the name. But
yeah, I think there's different stuff now, like the Bilderberg Society and what was the name of that one that they recently they found out who the members were because the sign-up form was like unencrypted HTML.
This is Peter Thiel, yeah, Peter
Thiel's thing.
Some of this PayPal mafia.
I would imagine there's different groups and they tend to butt heads with each other.
I don't think they butt heads as much as you might think.
Okay, then maybe somebody should knock their heads together. Maybe that might wake them up. But
because that's what they're doing to everybody else, is getting our heads knocked together while they're actually getting stuff done and taking over our stuff.
And by the way, internet, don't take that the wrong way. I am not advocating for violence.
I am.
I said it in a cartoonish way on purpose because clearly I'm just a guy sitting here at a keyboard, and I'm not going to sit here and solve the world's problems or change the world or whatever. I just want to write some sci-fi novels and make fun of everything else.
In Age of Empires.
I am advocating for violence. Arm yourselves. Get ready.
Yeah.
Defense.
Hey, you know what? Arming yourself for self-protection is just due diligence.
I'm not
But-
suggesting you start any fights. What I'm suggesting is that if a fight breaks out, you finish it.
Yeah, well, don't go insert yourself in one that's got nothing to do with you. Obviously, remember we're on the internet. We got to do all the disclaimers. This might sound obvious to you, Lepore, but somebody's going to take it out of context on purpose and get us dinged for it if we don't sit here and do the disclaimers.
Okay. What I'm suggesting is that we all arm ourselves, march across the border, and retake Canada. For legal reasons, that's a joke.
In Minecraft.
Oh, that would be so funny if I was allowed to laugh at that joke.
Yeah.
We should actually, that's a perfect. The United States understands this very fundamental truth.
You know, we have oil, right? And we need freedom.
Yep, you have oil, you need freedom, and we learned about 70 years ago that it's generally or 70 or 80 years ago that generally you could do worse than just arming the local French population.
Yeah.
I think UK has been asking us to come rescue them as well.
Yep, definitely. We've had some of that. I made a couple of AI videos of Amelia like waving down American helicopters in front of 10 Downing Street.
Yeah. That
Oh,
10
yeah, I
Downing
saw one of
Street is
those.
really not as impressive as the White House, I'll tell you.
Yeah, it's like we have the White House. The UK has like a cluster of townhouses.
Don't they call them flats or something like that out there?
No, that's apartments.
Yeah.
I don't know that they call them townhouses though either. They may just call them brownstones. Regardless,
Row houses or something?
row houses.
They
Yep.
Row house.
They call fries chips too, don't they?
Yep. And they call chips crisps.
And they call a truck a lorry.
And they call your boot they call your trunk your boot, and
They
your
call soccer football.
They put U's in all sorts of words that don't need them.
yeah, and
They
they
call
call
the
your
elevator the lift, but that actually makes sense.
they call the hood of the car the bonnet.
That's right. And we're the same language. Go figure.
Yep.
Oh,
and
and
they-
he's talking Arabic
And they call
years.
they call cookies biscuits.
Yes, I knew that. Well, we do that in French too. In French,
Ah.
it's the exact same as biscuit.
No, that's what we use to make pancakes.
But those are not. Those are like dry cookies, salty cookies, crackers, biscuits, right? They're not like desserts. Biscuits are like they're salty, right? They're dry. They're not like sugary, are they?
In the
Are
UK, yeah,
They're sugary.
yeah, like a chocolate chip. Like if you had
The Chips Ahoy.
if you had like a sweet cookie, that would be called a biscuit in the
Okay.
UK. Yeah.
Bill Engvall was doing one of his stand-up routines, and he said he went to some coffee shop, and they're like, "Would you like to try a biscotti?" They're from Italy, and they're considered a delicacy.
Yeah.
He's like, "Have you ever tried one of these things? It tastes like a burnt cookie. From where I'm from, that's considered a mistake."
No mistakes. It's just happy accidents.
All right, it's about time to wrap this up. So let's do some parting plugs.
We should totally close out and sing a rap one of these days.
Yeah, did you hear rap has disappeared off the charts?
Well, yeah, because the USAID stopped funding it, and
Yeah.
P. Diddy is busy.
It's kind of funny how that works.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it was forced to. Well, yeah, we're closing out. I'm not going to get.
yeah, go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
I was just going to say they forced rock and roll out, metal and rock and roll out in the late '90s, and just pushed rap in the early aughts in the past couple of decades.
Yeah, but we still have some rock and roll out there. For example, Greta Van Fleet. I'm pretty sure we'll start seeing more like them pop up soon.
Yeah, it's almost like they wanted to push hip hop so that they could deliberately disadvantage black culture and oppress the people in those communities.
Well, jails don't fill themselves.
While
Luke.
simultaneously fetishizing them.
Yep,
Well,
but
they
you
had
know.
to sell all that powder that was coming from South America.
All right. Liverpool, who do you want to show for tonight?
Well, obviously, I recommend you check out when it comes out next month, the Tales from the Tavern issue 3, the final issue. That is from the Elven Maid Inn. Emmy is publishing that. It's going to have a lot of really great stuff in it. Interviews with Sandy Peterson of Call of Cthulhu, Ed Greenwood, who basically invented the Forgotten Realms, a couple of other people, including that one dude who ratted out the Trove. Fuck that guy. Other than that, the only other thing I could plug would be Mark Carney's mom.
Oh my goodness, have you seen her?
No.
I'm just asking. I haven't seen her.
No, I have not seen her, but fuck Mark Carney and his mom.
Before we go any further down that road, Raven.
Yeah, I'm going to shield The Legend of Shalar by Maji Nell. I think it's still in the unpublished state on Amazon, but keep it in your wish list and order it whenever it comes back.
All right. And Frederick.
Yes.
Sorry, I did a horrible French accent there.
That's fine. No, it's perfect. So Rattel is printed, and I got the books in my hand.
Oh,
So
let me blow up your screen for that one.
They are at the distributors as well, so they are beautiful. It's classic newsprint in the interior and just regular, a bit thicker cover for the comic book. I hope you guys love these. They're going to be shipped out soon. I just got to get like the trading cards to them as well as the stickers, and then they're ready to go. So they're going to be shipping out in a week or so.
Nice.
It's going to be out there. You guys are going to be able to get them, read them, and review them. And
Hold that up for the camera again. Why don't you?
Yes, sir. Of course. So here we
Look
go.
Look at that. It's real. It's real.
Yes, it's real. It's printed. This is not AI. This is not a Photoshop. You got some fan art in the back too.
Nice.
And, extra black and white of this one because people like it. And a whole lot of comic book.
Nice.
And then, of course, there's Rattel's classic superhero catchphrase: "If it's not Bitcoin, it's shitcoin."
Well, I wouldn't disagree with that. For sure. So check it out. It's going to be out soon. I'm working on issue number 2 as we speak. This is pages 2 and 3. So it has begun, the second issue.
Has
the sequel has begun. The sequel has. Oh, check me out tomorrow on Proof of Comics at 8 p.m. We're going to be chilling out, relaxing. Maybe we'll go through the book a little bit more. And we'll talk about that as well as banter. So
Gonna be maxing, relaxing, all cool.
We're gonna be retard maxing, all cool. Yeah, it's gonna be.
Maybe I'll show up. So then a couple of guys who were up to no good started making trouble in the neighborhood.
That would be. Here comes rap again. It's in vogue. You're welcome to do so, Looper. Anytime.
Well, if my tabletop game is canceled again this week, maybe I'll drop in.
Sounds good.
I was just looking for something in my OBS and I can't find it, so screw it. I'll continue without it.
Something. Haley Starbad, Kitty.
Yep, I usually pop up like pictures of the book covers, but I can't find them. They're lost in my. I have way too long a list of sources to click open and close, so I can't find them anymore. I know they're there somewhere, but y'all seen them. Haley Star, Bad Kitty, Haley's World. They are available on Amazon. Just type in Bad Kitty Frequency Studios and Amazon. They'll pop right up. Magic Fueled Sci-Fi Adventure, yada, yada, yada. Great time. Check them out. I also want to shill for Brian McCoppin's book series, Record of the Paladins. I've read books 1 and 2 and loved the heck out of them both. And I am hooked. You guys got to check it out. BP McCoppin. Go over to Amazon. Record of the Paladins. Book 1 is called Book of Oliver. I highly suggest checking that out. It's a good time. In fact, we just might be having him on the show next week.
Ooh.
Yeah, hopefully. So if
cool.
the schedules work out, we will be seeing him on the show. And all those things I was asking last week when talking about it, I get to ask him directly. So don't miss that. He should be hopefully popping in between 8:30 and 9 o'clock next week right here on the Weekly Wing It. So don't miss it. These books so far are awesome. He's got 4 out at this time. I've read 2 of them. I need to get to the other 2. There's no way I'm reading the other 2 before he's on next week, provided that the schedule works out.
That's what's so awesome about having a show. You get to invite people on and ask them questions, and they answer you.
Yeah, and they might even give
cool.
correct answers sometimes too. It's awesome.
Yeah, well, especially when you want to learn their process and stuff. That's my favorite part of bringing people on.
Yeah. Oh no, I want to go lore digging, but
lore digging, yeah. Or
So,
like
yeah.
versus like would this character beat this character type.
But yeah, to find
all I
regulars.
can say is the character Garen, I want him to be my firearms instructor. And Roland, I do believe this guy could lift Thor's hammer.
But
He
yeah,
doesn't need to.
if you want to find Frequencies books, just go to Amazon, type in Bad Kitty Latex Rear Zipper, and
No,
it'll come right up.
those won't be my books. I can assure you. Speaking of Bad Kitty, Hayes is now trying to take over my computer desk again. So we're going to have to say goodbye. If you enjoyed this presentation, hit the like. And if you didn't, we appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you next time. And God
And again,
bless.
check out Wrangler's books by looking for Minotaur Milking Farm on Amazon.com.
Au revoir.
Before you're going to be the death of me.
Jewish space laser.
Google Port has now given me diabetes.
Dude, with all the candy talk, man.
Jewish space lasers.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.